Why Sony wants this song gone by Squid the Kid. It's that fire song, 90 miles per hour. He ain't clear the sample. Simple as that. That's why they wanted it gone. He ain't clear the sample. You gotta clear the sample. You gotta clear the sample. It's not your stuff, you know what I'm saying? You gotta clear it. Simple as that. He probably said, man, fuck niggas, bro. Clearing what? Clearing what? Come on, man. We making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, okay, keep making that money. Keep making that money. Just gonna make that lawsuit even fatter. Like, come on, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He should have just signed to the label. He should have just signed to the person who owned it. I'm like, y'all got some leverage, but y'all want this song, right? Like, come on, man. Let me get like 20%, something like that. Y'all keep the rest. Blah blah blah. Give you a lump sum of your projections of what I made off of it, cause I don't know how much he made off of it, but that had mad streams. So they could ask for like probably even $1 million, but do it through like whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? Just break bread with them. You gotta break bread with the labels. You got to, or they're gonna clap you. Simple as that. You gotta break bread with them, or they're gonna clap you. They do that to every artist. These are billion-dollar industries. You gotta break bread. Come on.
Samples have been used as the building blocks for hip-hop for a long time, but when rappers use uncleared samples, it can really lead to disaster. This is what happened to Trey Fuego.
Actually, you know what? Facts. Look at Juice WRLD too. Even though that was an interpolation, still had to pay his dues. You gotta pay that. You gotta pay that.
After dropping songs on SoundCloud for a year, he found a Sheck West type beat on YouTube. He liked it a lot and made a song called 90 Miles an Hour. Instead of dropping the song on SoundCloud this time, he put it out on all platforms. This song was one of the first rap songs to blow up on TikTok in 2019 when the app was just starting to push out hits. The song had as much as 155,000 videos made to it and eventually racked up around 180 million streams. Everything was going great for Trey Fuego.
180 million streams? How much money is that? Like $1 million, right? Like $1 million off that one song on that one platform? I don't know. How big is that lawsuit?
In 2020, he dropped his next hit called Miss Me. It wasn't as big as 90 Miles an Hour, but it still did pretty good. And keep in mind, Trey Fuego never signed to a label after all this success, meaning he got every penny.
That's where you fucked up. You should have signed. You dead should have signed. You should have signed to the label who owned that. Should have signed to any label, because they would have immediately got it cleared. If it was easy to clear. If it wasn't easy to clear, they would have like, alright, we ain't gonna touch that, so we don't get sued for that. You know what I'm saying? They would have, come on, bro, like, come on, man. They would have had you set. But they would have had you set in a slave deal. But still, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody in the slave deal, like, come on, bro, join the club. Like, come on, man, everybody in the slave deal, the same
from his
deal.
songs. And at the same time, this all happened when he was still in high school. He was only 16 when all this started happening to him. But in January 2021, he gets an email. And he opens it up to see that Sony Entertainment found out about his song, but there was a problem. Remember 90 Miles an Hour? That song samples a Japanese song from the 80s, and guess who owns the right to that song? Sony. They are not happy with him because he never cleared the sample for his song. But you gotta remember, he was 16. He did not know how that worked. But when he got that email, he just ignored it. Sony tried their best to talk to him, but he was just not answering it. Over a year and a half later, they finally took the song down. And in December 2022, they finally sued him. But Trey Fuego was gone. They could not find him. Throughout 2023, they tried 7 different times to find him, hired a private investigator, and they got so desperate, they went to his mama's house on Mother's Day just so they could try and find him there while he was visiting his mama. But that didn't even work. They couldn't find him while all this time
he wasn't even there on Mother's Day. Or maybe he gave her gift early. I don't know.
TikTok.
I ain't gonna disrespect
Yes,
him.
let me repeat myself again. This man was getting sued by one of the biggest record labels in the entire world. And he was just out here making TikToks. You can't make this shit up, man.
After finally getting him in court, Sony won the case and Trey Fuego had to pay back all the money he made from the song and another $100,000. Bro was in generational debt over one song. Cause let's be honest, a 15-year-old is not gonna get $700,000 and not.
But he made that money, right? So just give it to him. But you already know he already spent it. Well, you already know he already spent that shit, so it's like it's already gone. You know what I'm saying? Him as an artist, he could probably sign a $1 million deal. But it's like, I ain't gonna lie, you have to sign with Sony Music Group. Like, you can't sign with nobody else. You gotta sign with one of the people under Sony. But this nigga ain't signing at all. This nigga this a real nigga. He don't pick up the phone when Sony call you, oh, you owe us $800K, little nigga. What, man?
I'd spend it. He was a child. Sony really spent over a year trying to find this guy just to get $800,000, and their reason was
Trey Fuego brazenly sought to ride the... What does that even mean?
I guess they were trying to make an example out of him, but since they wanted $800,000, he probably hasn't even paid it back yet. So what's the point? Even though Sony's tried their best to scrub the song off the internet, it's been uploaded again so many times, from lyric videos to re-uploads on Spotify. People just can't get enough of 90 miles an hour after 6 years. Trey Fuego still makes songs to this day, but the same song that got him in debt was really the peak of his career. And remember that other song, Miss Me? That song sampled a Tupac song, so that also got taken down. After all that, Trey Fuego started to get discouraged from making music, but eventually got the confidence to start dropping more again. He still has an audience that's been with him through thick and thin, and he makes sure that he never makes that mistake again. He's 21 now, and he really wants to leave this all behind him.
Did he pay him or not? Nah. Come on, man. Went off like a bandit. Stop playing. Because 160K monthly listeners on Spotify, you can't pay that, bro. You can't pay that. Did he file for bankruptcy or something? Like, bro, like, I don't know. I need some chronicles on this. Like, what happened afterwards? He cool? Hold on. Fuego.
Hey. She lie to your face. I really don't get it.
Wait, is this the Tupac one? Which one he said was the Tupac one? Is this the Tupac one? No way it is. I think it is. Fuck that shit, man. Fuck Sony. Let's bump this real quick. Hold on.
You don't really want smoke, you ain't got that shit. I've been cruising down the block with a bad bitch. With my mind on the chips and it's not on my hip. Then I dip, say I'm finna take a trip.
Alright. That's enough before Sony get on my ass. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You don't play with the big labels. I ain't gonna cap. You should have signed to Sony. I ain't gonna lie. Like, if that was an option, I would have took that option. Put me in the slave deal today, so I don't owe you nothing at least. Like, damn. Or I owe you a little less. Sign my checks, bitch. Send me 2 checks every year. That's what artists do. They get like 2 checks every year. 2 advances every year, I really mean. And that could have been a real song. You would have got pub off that. That would have been straight. You would have been straight if that was an option. If that wasn't an option, then fuck what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? If that wasn't an option. Well, I guess he's still good today. He ain't paying him that 800K. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's he ain't paying him that 800K. They couldn't find the nigga for like a year. You ain't getting that back. You ain't getting nothing back. They don't really care about it. It's a $1 billion corporation asking for 800 bands from one art. They're just trying to make an example out of him. That's it. So other people won't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just to make a stance or whatever. Like, you know, they don't really care. They don't care at all. This is not affecting their bottom line, and that's all they care about. Whatever. I'm out. Like, subscribe to Squid the Kid if you aren't already. You don't really want to smoke. You ain't got that shit. That shit was fire. Sheck West type beat. How is that a Sheck West type beat? Like, what's Sheck West gonna do on that? I don't know, man. Where's Sheck West at? I don't know, man. I don't know. Wait, hold on. Did they sue the guy who made the beat too, or they just sued him? I don't know. I need more of this story, cause there's pieces of this. I'm like, did you sue the producer too? Cause all he did was find a beat on YouTube. He was 16. Like, does he really owe them $800,000? Or would they be like, yo, he was a child. He's under 18. That matters. He just found a beat on YouTube. He's like, yo, he's so brazen, but he was 16. He's a minor. So that plays into it too on the verdict. I gotta know what happened with that case. I may do like some research or something like that. But watch these 2 videos. Want more content? Yeah, man. I'm out. Peace.